Okay, Riding Dirty versus Dirty Money. Can you break down the progression on that, coming out of Riding Dirty, going into Dirty Money? What was the difference and the change that y'all were experiencing during that time that caused the albums to still be UGK albums, but still be almost totally different albums?
I think they were a little happier then.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They were a little happier then. I think they were coming off the success of the Sipping of a Scissor song.
Yeah.
And but like C wanted a more energized album.
Yeah.
And more of a, like, you know, he wanted to talk more about women. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that's how the song Take It Off and Let Me See It. Whew. So doing those records, man, like, I mean, that was a 2-week process. We did that at my studio in Houston, Gumbo Funk Studios.
Yeah.
And, you know, like when we did the album, man, like the Let Me See It, the Look at Me record, he would craft some of the stuff at his house and then bring it to the studio. And when he bring a skeleton of a record to the studio, I would finish the skeleton to the record, and then I would give him a song. And that's how we finished those records so fast, because he would have a record from me, I would have a record from him. Yeah, I do my thing on his record, and he do his thing on my record, and we got 2 songs. Right? We got 2 songs. So, you know, and like, I mean, a lot of the stuff came together organically, man. Yeah. So, but you know, the progression was sonically, we wanted it to sound better, wanted it to be a little bit more energetic, and he wanted to try out some new things on it. So that's why he had, I think, Organized Noise did a song on there. Yeah. So, you know, he was trying to, you know, venture out and, you know, and do some new stuff.
Exactly.
You know? But that's one of my favorite albums.
I mean, those 2 weeks, man, what were those 2 weeks in the studio like, though, Joe? Because, I mean, y'all took 2 weeks to craft something that was going to last over 20 years.
Again, it was the love and the music. Plus, like, you got to, man, like, Jive gave me, like, this much money.
That like, ain't a lot.
Little money, right? And said, finish the album. On both of them, Riding Dirty and Dirty Money.
My God.
You know, so that played a factor in it. Yeah. You know, but we didn't let the money thing, like, stray us to, like, you know, we can't make good music or whatever, right? Yeah. If we went over 2 weeks, if we went over 3, whatever it was what it was. But we vibed so hard in those 2 weeks, like, I mean, it just came together.
Exactly.
You know?
When you think about Pimp C, what are some of your fondest memories of him, man, and him being alive and doing his thing?
Man, Pimp C, man, had his soul, bro. Like, he had a great soul, man. He had a great personality. Like, he always looked out for people. You know what I'm saying? He got screwed sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And that's why he became a little bit more edgy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a good-hearted person. You know what I'm saying? And even from the last album, like the last album he was alive, an International Playas album, I mean, we can get to that too. Yeah. He came to me and he said, Joe, they gave us the bag on this record. All right? They gave us the bag on here. Yeah. So look, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm finna call Barry. So he called Barry and he was like, you know, Joe's gonna be producing on this album too. You know, wasn't doing anything. It actually came about, I'm gonna tell you what, it came about with, they did a song with Lil Jon. And I think the record label put the record out, just put the record out. Yeah. And so C called me, he said, man, they fucked over us, dog. They fucked over us, man. We need to come back. Excuse me. The record was a good record. It was a good record, but it just wasn't the first single that they should have put out. And I think the label kind of jumped the gun, put out the record. So they flew down to Houston, and he had a rough draft of The Game Belongs to Me. And we put that together, flew back to L.A., finished the record, and we came back to Houston and shot the video and put it out, and everybody was, oh, that's the UGK. I know, you know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
But yeah.
The Game Belongs to Me was one of those songs as well, man. It had that feel, and it was one of those, it had been a minute since we had got some real UGK, and that's that sound that everybody is looking for.
Right.
International Playas Anthem, man. Speak on that.
Well,
and don't be scared to hit that water if you need to. Shit, it's right there.
See, let me tell you, he always loved that sample. He had been asking for
Paul.
What's the name of the with Gangsta Pat?
Project Pat,
Project
Choose
Pat.
You.
Yeah, Choose
Yeah.
You. He always asked about that record, and he finally, he said, man, I'm finna go get it from Paul now. You know what I'm saying? I was like, and I did the record, and it was actually, in the beginning, it was just 3 6 Mafia and UGK.
That's right.
And so we all sat down, and he was like, man, if I could get Outkast on here, you know what I'm saying? This is gonna be the classic, you know what I'm saying? I said, do you think it's possible? He said, yeah, I know him. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, man, they had the record. I don't think it took them that long to do it. We got it back.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, shit. I said, but it's long. It's a long record. So,
yeah.
We chopped it down and everything. And, there's 2 versions of the record with 3 6 Mafia and and Outkast. But the main one was the Outkast and UGK.
I with you.
Yeah.